Happy Sunday. Welcome back to Sunday Night Swatching. First time ever here on YouTube. I hope this is actually alerting people that I'm actually live. Otherwise, if you're watching on the replay, thanks for popping in. I'm so excited that I can be back doing this. Thank you so much to everyone that has given me a follow and a subscribe to help keep me doing what I very much enjoy doing now. Anywho, all right, let's go ahead and get into it. So tonight we are featuring Victorian Varnish. I am going to be swatching everything I got from her from the Polish and Beauty Expo 2025 back in July. I won't lie, I kind of got a lot of stuff. So it's probably going to be a little bit longer tonight, but I'll try not to digress too much and we'll go ahead and get into it. Sorry about that. I pushed a button. I'm still learning. Bear with me. All right. Let me go ahead and get my swatch stick here. It is right here. Okay, so first up, we're going to be starting with the VIP polish. So this was in the swag bag. This is Gearing Up for a Celebration. It's a beautiful reflective. I absolutely love the base color and then that pink reflective glitter in there. It's gorgeous. I love it. So we'll go ahead and get our first coats on here. So you'll notice that my swatch sticks are already labeled. Typically, I don't do that. I swatch and then I label them afterwards. But I was just trying to get a step ahead of myself here because I do have so many polishes to get through. So they are already labeled. Jessica is here. Hey, Jessica. Happy Sunday. How are you? You found me. I was worried it wouldn't put notifications out that I was live. I'm happy to see you here. Thank you, Jessica, for all your shares and support recently. Oh, you set an alarm. I guess that's a good way to do it. Well, you're right on time. First coat here. So first coat of first polish. Here is one coat of Gearing Up for a Celebration. Laura is here. Hey, Laura. Happy Sunday. It's going to take me a minute to get used to the YouTube lives. There's a lot more buttons over here. I don't know what they all do, and I'm afraid to push them all. I might have to play around later and try to figure out what all these buttons do. All right, so I'm basically starting off with all the freebies. That was the Swag Bag VIP polish. Next up, this is I Got Laid for Free at PBE. So this was at the meet and greet. She had these little treasure chests, and you had a chance to win a free polish and a lei. I do have my lei, but it's wrapped around my light, so I can't show you. It's a very pretty purple one, if that makes any difference, but this is the polish that I won. So let me just find the swatch stick for that one, and we'll go ahead and get into it here. How is everybody's weekend going? Anybody doing anything fun? We had our first marching band camp yesterday. Makes for a long day. Goes from 3 till 9. But it's awesome to see. Jessica says, got me pushing all these buttons. Nah, you can have a Coke. That probably means nothing to y'all, but I'm going to share a link so you'll know next time. I mean, I'm all for pushing buttons, but I'm not sure what the Coke reference is. All right, here's one coat of I Got Laid for Free at PBE. So pretty. Oh, okay, I'm probably going to murder your name here. Radicina? Is that how it's pronounced? Welcome. Happy Sunday. Thanks for popping in. Laura says, our atomic trip was the highlight of my weekend. I bet that looked like so much fun. I'm so jealous that you got to go. All right, next up, this is a thermal. Divine, humor, and correcting puns. So this was one of the freebies she was giving away from the little balls. What do you want to call it? The little vending machine thing. This was one of the polishes you could win. Radicina says, how are you? I am well, thank you. How are you? Jessica says, we went on the lake. Corbin and John surfed. School starts tomorrow for you guys already? Oh my goodness. We go back after Labor Day. So my boys go, what is that, like the 4th or something? 3rd or 4th, somewhere around there. All right, let's go ahead and get our first coat on here. I love all the flakies in this one. All right, here it is, one coat. And then once I get the second coat on, I'll show you guys the thermal change. But for now, there she is in all her cold state glory with those beautiful flakies. Now, I did not see any of these freebies left as far as overpour goes on Tammy's website. But I know she's got some of the exclusives up. So once I get to those, I'll let you know if, because I did check yesterday to see what was available. So if memory serves me correctly, I'll let you know which ones are available, which ones are sold out. Radicina says, fine, thanks, tired, same. Oh, it's 2:05 a.m. Oh my goodness, where are you? I mean, thanks for hanging out with me so early in the morning. All right, next up, again, this was another freebie from the vending machine. This one is stunning. Look at that purple shimmer in there. And then you get the little pops of the iridescent flakies and some black flakies. This is Let's See How Naughty I Was. Y'all do not want to know how naughty I was at the Victorian Varnish table this year. I got me a lot of spins. Let's just put it that way. Jessica says, yeah, it sucks. I hate summer is ending. Radicina is in Germany. Cool. That is really awesome. Well, thank you for joining us from Germany. My youngest son actually takes German. I know nothing of it, even though I'm like half German, other than Sprechen Sie Deutsch and Nein. But my youngest actually takes German in school. That's really cool. All right, again, let's see how naughty I was. We'll go ahead with our first coat. Jessica says, ooh, that's pretty. Laura says, ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, I like this one. Y'all know I'm not huge on purple. But this is a good one. Unfortunately, I do think she ended up giving out all her freebies, so I don't think that there's any overpour of this on the website. So I'm sorry, guys. Radicina says, I must to speak German language. I live here from 2017. Okay. Jess says it's more gray. We'll go with that, Jess. It's a gray base, right? Gray base with purple shimmer. Then it doesn't count. There it is, one coat. Loopholes. We're finding loopholes. I like loopholes. All right, next up of the freebie here. This again was from the vending machine. This was, I was so naughty, but I won this. So this is kind of a, I want to call it like a raspberry version of the purple gray I just showed. It is similar as far as there's the shimmer and the iridescent flakies. Laura says, well, if that isn't perfect for you. I know, right? Because you know it's not alive unless, what, Chelsea gets polish on her fingers, Slopes gets fired, and I win something, right? Oh, thank you so much for popping in, Radicina. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Yes, if it's that early in the morning, you go get some sleep. Have a great night. Well, what's left of it for you. Um, have a good day as well. Thank you so much for popping in. All right, let's get our first coat down here. Oh, you want me to call Eric? Okay. Well, that makes it much easier. Eric, I can pronounce very easily. Well, thank you, Eric. All right, here is one coat. That's got really good opacity just for the one coat. I feel like it is pulling a little more pink on camera. In real life, it is a little more muted towards the berry side of the red purples, if that makes sense. All right, last up of the freebies. Let me find my stick here. Laura says, did you label these already? So ahead of the game. Yes, I did take the time to pre-label these ones. You guys, I have 30 polishes from Tammy this year. I have 30 polishes to show you tonight. So in order to kind of expedite my cataloging process, I decided to go ahead and pre-label all my swatch sticks, so that tonight I can actually get the polishes put away right away, and then I'll leave just the swatch sticks out to dry overnight, and then I can get those put away right away tomorrow without having to worry about labeling them then. So yes, I'm a little ahead of my game here. Aren't you proud of me? All right, here is the last of the freebies. This is This Crew Gets Naughty. So this was the freebie polish that came with the t-shirt. The t-shirt said the same thing, This Crew Gets Naughty, and it was like the same pink color. Obviously, I do have the t-shirt. I'm not wearing it right now. Shh, don't tell nobody. Um, but I did want to pull out, so it is similar to IGP, the Intergalactic Planetarium. So I did pull my IGP out so I could do a side-by-side comparison. You do actually need both. So this one, the Crew Gets Naughty, is more of a neon pink, like a hot pink. Excuse me. And I think it has a little bit less of the blue-purple shimmer in there. In fact, that might actually just be pink shimmer, whereas the IGP is that blue-purple, and the shade of pink is a little bit different. It's easier to tell probably like in actual swatch sticks than in just the bottle, but in case you were wondering if you needed this too, you do. Sorry. She does still have a few of these and the shirts available. I think when I looked, there was like a medium, an XL, and a 2XL. So if you are interested in getting this polish and a really cool t-shirt, they're $30 on the website for the shirt, and then you get the polish for free. Jess says, what was your total haul count? I counted for the first time this year. My total, not including swag bag polishes, was like 280 between all the tables. I did some pretty good damage this year. I'd say my top 3 tables, obviously, Victorian Varnish, Jen and Berries, and probably Alchemy. Laura says, I was glad these were close. I originally wanted the polish, but not so much the shirt. Yeah, Laura, you could probably do without this one. I think IGP would be close enough for you. But here it is in one coat. This crew gets naughty. Jessica says, damn, I love it. All right, next we're going to get into the Tinley Trio. So, of course, I did have to pick those up. In fact, one is a solar, so let me plug in my little UV light here before I forget, and I can show you guys that shift in a little bit after the second coat. Laura says, Jenny is a problem. Yes, Jenny definitely is a problem, but I love her for it. All right, first up in the Tinley Trio, this is Tipsy at Tinley again. Now, these are available on the website. I'm not sure if she's got any of the trio left, but I know she's got them individually. So if you did not pick any of these up and one of them calls to you, make sure to head on over to the website. All right, so Tipsy at Tinley again. And as you can see, it's a solar. I will show you after the second coat, so it's a little more prominent. Let's go ahead and get in on our first coat here. This one is so pretty. I love just this shade right here. Honestly, I don't remember what it turns to, but I love it just in this state right here. Here it is in one coat. Beautiful iridescent flakies. Got a little bit of that blue purple shimmer. What more could you need? So that is Tipsy. And then, of course, in true Tammy fashion, we have we have a magnetic here. Let me just grab my stick for that. So this, oh, come on, camera. There we go. This is Tickled at Tinley again. Beautiful magnetic. Let me grab my bar here. We can take a look at the pull in the bottle. You know, it likes to run away from us here, but all right, so we'll go ahead and get, sorry, that was probably really loud. We'll go ahead and get our first coat down, and then I will stick it on my magnet off camera and let it do its thing. But you can see it real quick here for a sec, unmagnetized. Get in the bottle. All right, here it is, one coat, unmagnetized. Then let me set it over here to do its thing. And we will come back to it. All right, last up in the Tinley Trio. It's a gorgeous reflective. This is Tinkering at Tinley again. We'll go ahead and get our first coat on there. Laura says sparkly. This one is definitely sparkly. I know it's a purple, but y'all, I kind of love this one. But I am still definitely on the reflective bandwagon. I still love me a good reflective. Here it is, one coat. But it's got those gorgeous iridescent flakes in there too. I can't wait to see what the second coat looks like. The second coat is going to be amazing. All right, there was tinkering at Tinley again. Okay, so that takes us through, we got our freebies, we got our Tinley trio. Let's get into, let's see, do I want to do, I'm going to do little extra bonuses first here, and then we'll get into the PBE exclusives. So first up, I did manage to get a bottle of Mama Cherry's birthday polish, which I'm super excited about. I took the sticker that she had on the package that it was wrapped in, and I put it on the back of the bottle. I just couldn't, I couldn't not. I love it. It's so cute. And of course, it's a magnetic. This is 2 cherries on top. Let me find my stick. Here we are. Show you the pull in the bottle quick. Oh, Jessica, you haven't seen this one yet? Oh, so I think she might have a bottle or 2 left. Check her website. So you were supposed to find either Laura or Mama Cherry at the meet and greet and get a sticker from them, one of them. And then if you had the sticker, you could buy this polish at Tammy's table. So there's the pull in the bottle. We'll go ahead and get this first coat on the swatch stick, and then I will set it off to the side to do its thing with the other one. And we will try to move right along. I'm trying to keep it going here because we got a lot to get through, and I don't want to keep you guys here till 10 o'clock tonight. Although we do have to make up for missing last week now, don't we? Just said Laura was hiding from me the whole weekend. Oh no. Laura, were you hiding from Jess? Laura says, I swear, Jess, I've never even met you. Are you serious? You two haven't even officially met? Oh my God. Y'all should have told me. I would have made sure I threw you together like instantly. Although, Jess, I always feel like I only get about, 6.2 seconds with you every year. And this year was crazy. I was running around like a crazy person this year. I don't know what happened. I really don't. People were hunting me down, and I was trying to find people, and I didn't get a whole lot of time with any one person in general. It was just like little bits here and there with everybody. Laura says kind of last year, but I definitely feel like we've never met. Oh. We're going to have to fix that next year. We'll definitely fix that next year. All right. Next up, this is Victorian Varnish's half of the If You Know, You Know collab with Glisten and Glow. So her half of the duo is Sweet Southern Belle. Glisten and Glow's is Yankee Doodles. I do have that one, obviously, because it was sold as a duo, but it's in my bag with the Glisten and Glow polishes, so I will show that off when I do Glisten and Glow. But tonight it's all about Tammy and Victorian Varnish. So this is her half of the If You Know, You Know collab. The most recent one, I should say. This is, I believe, number 3. Jessica says, wait, have we? I thought we took a pic together. I don't think we have. I swear I feel like I'm in a haze the whole time. Yeah, Jessica, honey, I don't know what happens to you half the time at PBE. I don't know, you go into some kind of like functional coma. All right, here is one coat of Sweet Southern Belle. Oh, this one is so pretty. I love the shimmer in here. Jess says a stupor of sorts. Yeah, I guess you could classify that as a stupor. Okay. So there is that. That was just kind of the little bonus extras. Now we'll go ahead and get into the exclusives that she brought to PBE. Again, there was a good handful of these that are available on the website as overpour. So, of course, definitely go check it out on the website if there's something that catches your eye. Some of them are sold out already. I will try to remember in my head. Like I said, I did look yesterday to see which of the ones I have are sold out already. And I don't think too many are. I know one for sure I did not see on the website, but anywho, let's go ahead and get into it here. I am going to start with her Naughty Duo. Laura says there was a, oh, you're polished out of hand moment last year, and I waved as we passed each other this year. That's about it. Okay, well, we'll have to fix that next year, guys. I think Cheesy Potatoes came home with a neck pillow for me and Christina this year, which means it was halfway from a stranger. So sorry about that. I don't think Cheesy Potatoes cared. All right, here is the Naughty Duo. First up we have Shark Bait, which is a blood red jelly. And then the second half is Hoo-Ha-Ha. I just love these names. Shark Bait. Hoo-Ha. If you've never seen Finding Nemo, go watch it. It's really cute. You'll understand. So Hoo-Ha-Ha is a black base with this gorgeous silver magnetic shimmer pigment. And they're meant to go together. I do recall Tammy saying that if you wear Shark Bait alone, it will stain. So double up on your base if you're just going to wear Shark Bait. But it is meant to go over Hoo-Ha-Ha. It is meant to recreate that viral, like velvet magnetic trend where they're doing, it's the gel polish where they do the velvet and then they put the red jelly over it. But she created it in regular lacquer form instead of gel. So we'll start with Shark Bait. And in case you guys are wondering, that is my mani. My whole mani is Shark Bait and Hoo-Ha-Ha. So I'll just go over these with you real quick. So it's 2 coats of Hoo-Ha-Ha magnetized different ways. And then it's 1 coat of Shark Bait over the top. So on my pinky and my thumb, we've got just the regular cat eye. You can see there. Now, I did only do 1 coat on this nail because this is unmagnetized. And then I stamped white over the 1 coat of unmagnetized Hoo-Ha-Ha and put Shark Bait over the top of that. So, I mean, you can still see that shimmer underneath from Hoo-Ha-Ha, but it is unmagnetized. Here I made a decal and used those little magnet balls to do this interesting little design. This was, again, 2 coats of Hoo-Ha-Ha with a coat of Shark Bait over. And then this is the velvetized version. 2 coats Hoo-Ha-Ha, 1 coat Shark Bait. So that is our magnetic extravaganza mani here. All right, let's go ahead and get into the swatches. Laura says, I can't wait to do the spinning magnet technique with this duo. You're so bougie, Laura. With your fancy little magnet spinner. I'm just using it. It's actually really cool. Jess says, wow, thank you. Yeah, this one took me a hot minute to do. Just because it was like, you have to sit and wait with the magnet in between each layer. And then, of course, the top coat. So I was getting a little bit impatient. I ain't gonna lie. And I do need some practice on my decals. My decals kind of went a little rough, but Laura says, blame Kyle, hashtag spoiled. As well, you should be, ma'am. All right, so here is 1 coat of Shark Bait, which again, it's a true like blood red jelly. But it's super pretty. All right, and then let me just, since we have another magnetic, I just have to grab 1 more magnet here. I'm actually going to use my original glamour gear that I bought, but I did win this gorgeous glamour gear. Like I said, you guys, I spent enough at her table. I think I had like 6 spins on her little vending machine. So I did I did win a glamour gear. I didn't win any of the big, like her purse or anything, which is fine. I'm really happy with what I did win. So, but it's super pretty. You can see the little holographic stars on there. And it's this gorgeous blue purple multi-chrome. This is available on the website. I want to say it's like $12 or $13. I don't remember off the top of my head, but she did still have a couple of these left. So if you did not get a glamour gear yet, and you have been eyeballing them, go pick this one up because it is gorgeous. And in case you don't know what the glamour gear is, I will actually show you with my original one. Now, we listen and we don't judge. I keep mine in a plastic baggie so that it doesn't get polish all over it. Because I like the way it is without the, what does Chelsea call them? Beauty wounds. So I will show off how the glamour gear works here real quick. We'll go ahead and get our first coat of Hoo Ha Ha down, which I probably wouldn't have needed to do 2 coats underneath shark bait, but I'm a 2-coat kind of girl, so. All right, so here is the fun with the glamour gear. There are 2 bar magnets. There's one on each side, so you can do your regular bar cat eye here, or if you put it in the middle, you will actually get your velvetized effect, which is a little hard to see on just one coat. Maybe I can show you better over on the back side here, but you can kind of see it pop up. But I am going to do this one bar. I like my swatches bars, so I am just going to set this off to the side here to do its thing. Let me just get something to rest the stick on here. That's a little tall, but it'll have to work. Maybe not. Sorry, guys, I'm struggling. There we go. Maybe. Are you going to stay? I think it's going to stay. There we go. Okay. I'm back. Sorry. All right. So that was shark bait and Hoo Ha Ha. Let's get into the rest of the exclusives here. So next up we have Sea Turtle Serenade, which again, I do believe there were some of these available on the website. If you did not get one at PBE, it is stunning. Absolutely beautiful. Jess, I hope you got this one. It also comes with a beautiful little bracelet. So she had 2 kinds to choose from. There was a matte or a glossy. I chose the matte one. And I don't know if these are like little moonstones or what they are. Don't ask me what kind of stones they are. I have no clue. But they're really pretty. And then there's this cute little turquoise turtle bead. And then we have a beautiful little Victorian Varnish logo charm. So this comes with the polish, obviously while supplies last. I'm not sure how many bracelets she's got left. I'm not sure how many polishes she's got left. But when I looked yesterday, this one was on the website. So if you're thinking you're going to want it, I suggest you run. Jess says this one is perfect for you. Yes. Well, you know how I am with my blues. Any blue. But this one is gorgeous. We got all kinds of fun little fakies in there. The blue, like multi-chrome ones, and then some black ones. I see pops of turquoise. All right, here it is, one coat. And then, of course, the beautiful shimmer. I'm telling you, Tammy knocked it out of the park this year. Her polishes were spot on. All right, so next up, this is one I did not see on the website. So I'm going to assume, well, I'm not going to assume she sold out. It is a thermal. And I know she's holding off on putting thermals on her website just due to the hot weather. I think because I didn't get the drinks on your nails thermals this year, but I know she was going to be putting those on her website. I believe she said September. So I'm assuming if there's any overpours of this one, they will be listed in September along with the drinks on my nails collection that she brought this year. Again, I did not get that collection. Choices had to be made. I'm sorry. But I did pick this one up. So this is Sirens Sing Sea Shanties. And I want you all to practice saying that 5 times fast. So go ahead and get our first coat on. And then after I get the second coat, I will go ahead and show you guys the thermal shift. And we'll play around with that. All right, here we go with one coat. And there she is. I love these flakies. So pretty. All right, so next up we have a reflective. So gorgeous. This is Deep Dive. We'll go ahead and get our first coat on. Laura says, you're making me want to paint my nails, but I'm not really ready to take off my swirlies yet. Did you post your picture of those yet? I didn't see it. I really like this one. It's like this grungy base color. And then, of course, y'all know me with the glitter. It's got this green gold and then like blue, this beautiful blue reflective. Laura says I haven't posted it yet. Well, as long as you have the picture, you can post it whenever. All right, so it is a little bit sheer, obviously, as you can tell. It's hard to see that base color on the one coat. But I'm assuming that second coat is really gonna get her to pop. But there it is in one. I mean, you could always use it for a topper. This would probably be a really good topper. Can we focus? Come on, camera, you can do it. Maybe not. Okay. It doesn't like that idea. There we go. But yeah, always good option for a topper. All right, grab this one. Next up, we have Maritime Menageries, which is a really pretty purple with like pink orange shimmer in there. So what's pulling all pink, like up here, it's pulling pink on my camera. I'm seeing that as orange. I know my camera just likes to be a little persnickety and pick up what it wants to. So I think both Deep Dive and this Maritime Menageries are on the website. I'm trying to remember, and I wrote myself a list, and of course, you know, I left my list sitting upstairs. I'm trying to remember if either one of these was sold out already. I don't quite recall. I apologize. All right, so here it is, one coat. That's pretty decent opacity for one coat. but just a very pretty, I don't want to say simple, but very pretty shimmer. All right, let me grab this one. So got a few left in the exclusives here, guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right, this is Feelin' Naughty. So it's like a neon kind of pinky red with that beautiful electric blue shimmer in there. So let's go ahead and get our first coat on. So yeah, we had our first, as I was saying earlier, we had our first marching band camp this weekend. It was yesterday. So they do, is it just August? Might be into September too. I'm trying to remember. Doesn't really matter. Anywho, so it goes from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Here is Feelin' Naughty. This one is gorgeous. Look at that electric shimmer. And I know the second coat on this is just going to make that pop so much more. But when they do the Saturday camps, they actually feed the kids. So everybody brings something in. And the lady that does all this, her name is Liz. She's amazing. She doesn't even have kids in the band anymore, but she's been doing this for like 30 years. So she plans these menus. And the first one back was just burgers and hot dogs. So they had dads grilling burgers and, you know, they had hot dogs warming up in the crock pot. But then all the kids bring something in for the sides, which is really cool. So, you know, a bunch of the parents stick around to help. So we're, you know, cutting watermelon and pulling grapes off of the stems and getting things ready to go. And then we actually feed all the kids and the adults get to eat. So there's about 150 kids in the band this year. And then maybe 40 adults, including the teachers in that. So, and then of course, you know, we stick around to clean up and whatnot, but it's really cool. It's nice to help out and it's nice to see the kids, and then I can always kind of sneak by and listen to David practice, which I like. Jess says, I wonder how this compares to BCB Beyond the Sunset. I skipped the VV because I ordered the BCB during Rewind. I'm not sure. I don't have the BCB, so I can't compare them for you. Sorry. Jess or Laura, I think Jess was talking about Feel Naughty compared to BCB Beyond the Sunset. All right, next up, this is We'll Walk the Plank for Polish. I mean, realistically, I do probably a lot of sketchy stuff for some polish. Jess says the pink. Okay, I hope I didn't just kick everybody out. My phone just gave me a circle of death saying reconnecting. So are we all good? Is everybody good? This is We'll Walk the Plank for Polish. Let's go ahead and get our first. I don't know if I just had a little hiccup in my internet or what happened. But let's go ahead and get our first coat on here. Okay, y'all, this is like prison jumpsuit orange, but it's actually really pretty with this hollow and the shimmer in it. This is orange. Very choppy, but you're still here. Oh, okay, well, I hope it comes back. Let me know if it gets better, Laura. All right. This is one coat of We'll Walk the Plank for Polish. You can see all that really pretty shimmer and the hollow flakies in there. And it is very orange. Okay. All right, last of the exclusives here. Let me see what well, I've got like one less than full bars, so I don't know what my internet is doing. All right, I saved the best one for last. This is on the website. I don't know how many of these she has left. So I suggest if you did not get this one, run. I don't care if you jump off the live right now and go get it. You need this one. You need it. This is Sea Levy, and it is stunning. Absolutely stunning. It is this teal base with that beautiful electric blue shimmer. And then you've got all the iridescent, and then I'm not sure if it's blue to black multi-chrome flakies or if those are like a dark purple multi-chrome flaky. But stunning. Absolutely stunning. If you only go get one single polish from her website, this needs to be it. Jess says, so good. Please tell me you got this one, Jess. All right, here it is in one coat. You can see all that beautiful shimmer in there and those flakies. Is it still really choppy for you guys? Or did it like buffer and fix itself? Jess says, believe that. Okay, good. That makes me feel better. All right, next up, I do have the 3 of her mystery polishes. Well, it's 2 mystery polishes and a mystery topper that she had. The topper, I believe, is still available. I think the mystery topper is still available. I do believe the 2 polishes have sold out on the website. You can go double check, but I'm pretty sure when I looked yesterday, the polishes were sold out, but the mystery topper was still available. I could be wrong, but let's see. All right, first up here. This is The Seaweed is Always Greener in Somebody Else's Lake, which is a super long but very adorable name. And look at her cute little label. The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. Ain't that the truth? And as you can see, it's a really pretty, like, I guess you would call this, what is that micro glitter? Green gold. There's some hollow specks flashing at me there. So we'll go ahead and get our first coat of this. So I'm really excited for this year's show. I did get to hear a little bit of David practicing. Obviously, it was just the pit, so I didn't hear everybody. And it was their first playthrough of one of the songs. So, you know, obviously it wasn't super great, but I'm excited. I am not super familiar with the music. It's a 20s, Roaring 20s theme. Oh, this is good, you guys. This one is pretty. Laura says, I have. Did you mean I have seen so many of these or haven't seen? Oh, you mean you haven't seen so many of these polishes that I'm showing? She didn't have any swatch pictures of these ones because these were the mystery polishes. So like they were wrapped in tissue paper. All right. Next up, we have this fun glitter bomb. There's red, silver, black, like pretty much you name it, it's in there. This is If You Drink, Don't Drive, Do the Watermelon Crawl. And I will spare you guys me actually singing the song. All right, let's go ahead and get our first coat on. But yeah, so the theme of his show this year is Roaring Twenties. And they're doing the music of Gershwin, the guy's name is, I guess. Laura says, I didn't realize there were so many mysteries. All right, here it is, one coat. This is If You Drink, Don't Drive, Do the Watermelon Crawl. It is a good song. I agree, Laura. All right. Then last up, I'm going to give you a sec. This is a spoiler alert. If you were thinking about going to get the mystery topper and you want it to stay a mystery, have a good night. Hop off right now or stop watching, fast forward, close your eyes, whatever you need to do if you're on the replay here, because I am about to spoil the mystery topper for you. In 3, 2, 1, here it is. It is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. That shimmer, those glitters. Do you guys see the little bar glitters? The iridescent bar glitters? Oh my God. This is Let's Get Naughty. Let's go ahead and put our first coat down. I will probably reach for this one a lot over these next few months. Because y'all know me with the blue, but it is school colors. So I think this one is going to be really good for my school manis for the boys. Jess says, Laura, laugh out. I knew I needed both. I'm sorry, guys, but hey, you should be able to go get one. Like I said, I think the first two were sold out, but I'm pretty sure I saw that the mystery topper was still available. And now it's not a mystery no more. Sorry. So there it is in one coat. Let's Get Naughty. I just very haphazardly did all those glitters. So obviously you can be a little more selective with them than I was. All right. Last up, guys, we're getting to the end, and then we'll try to come through quickly and get our second coats on, show off any fun things that any of the polishes have going on, and we'll call it a night. So I did get the whole Rainbow Jelly collection while I was there. There was no way I was leaving without it. I am very excited. Let me just get it in order here. Okay. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with all of these yet, but there are so many possibilities, which is why I had to get them. So we will start, obviously, with the first one. This is R of Rainbow, which is the red jelly. Becky is here. Hey, Becky, happy Sunday. Thank you for joining, and thank you so much for following me over here. I really appreciate everyone's support this past week. It's been crazy. Very humbling, and I'm very appreciative, but it's been kind of crazy. Jess says, thank you for checking. I'm probably going to have to place a dang order. I'm sorry, Jess. I'm so sorry. All right, so here is, I called it red. It's more of a raspberry, I guess. Oh, hold on. Pardon the cat hair. Occupational hazard in my house. All right, let me set this over here. All right, here is R. Ignore that little spot in the middle. That's where I plucked a hair out of. And of course, it is meant to be sheer. It is a jelly polish. Super pretty. There is R. Here is A, which is the red. Like the red. I mean, not blood red, like shark bait, but you'll see, it's red. I am really excited for these. They actually do dry down matte, and they remind me so much of sea glass. So I will probably at some point do a sea glass mani with at least a few of these because I love sea glass. Well, technically, I guess up here by me, it'd be considered lake glass because we don't have a sea, it's a lake, but same difference. All right, there is A. Next up, we have I, which is the orange. Oh, sorry. See? Another cat hair. They're with me everywhere. Part of me almost wants to see if these would water marble, but they probably wouldn't because they're so sheer, which is how they're made. But for science, I might have to try it. Not that I know how to water marble. Like, I know the basic concept of it. I haven't done it yet, but I did pick up the water marbling kit at PBE as well. I will show you guys that in just a sec too. So here is I. Not that kind of I, just the letter I. Becky says maybe with a white base coat. Oh yeah, maybe if I do a white base coat underneath, that would work. Laura said, I think Tammy said these do. That would make sense. I know Tammy likes to make very versatile polishes. And her formula is always so good anyways. I can't imagine why they wouldn't water marble. But yeah, probably with like a white base, like Becky said, to actually make the colors pop. All right, next up here is N, which as you can see is yellow. You know, these polishes kind of describe themselves. I don't think I really need to say much about them. But I am definitely excited for all the Pond Mani possibilities. I know Chelsea did some super duper cute ones. If you have not seen her posts on these, go look up Simply Nailing It, SEMPLY Nailing It. Check out her pictures. She did some super cute pond manis with these. There is N. We're almost there, guys. There's light at the end of the tunnel here. We're almost to the end of the rainbow. I don't have a pot of gold, though. Sorry. All right. Next, we've got B, which is the green. Here is our first coat. So I'm really curious on how this is going to save when we're done tonight. kind of a little scared because I don't want to like have to try to do this a second time. I don't want to waste all these swatch sticks and labels. Oh boy. Oh, this is going to be an experience, guys. All right, there is B. I'm almost getting a little scared now. All right, next up we have O, which I know probably just looks black at this point, but it is not. It is teal. You can kind of see the little hint there. This one I think is my favorite. I love this one. All right, here is O in one coat. And last but not least, we have W, which is, again, looks black, but it's purple. I should say it looks black on camera. To your eye in person, you can see that it's, I mean, it looks very dark, but you can tell that it's, you know, a teal or a purple. It's just because it is so like concentrated in that bottle and it looks so dark in the bottle, the camera doesn't pick up as well, obviously, but you can clearly see it's purple. All right, here is W. We made it to the end of the rainbow. And that was the end of our first coats. I do just want to briefly show you guys the water marbling stuff. So like I said, I did get her water marbling kit. So it was the cup. I got the water marbling tool. And then clear water marbling polish and latex barrier from Glisten and Glow. So these are not on victorianvarnish.com. I'm assuming you can get them at glistenandglow.com, but they were in the kit. So I picked them up there, but those, if you're looking on Tammy's website for those, you won't find them. The kits that she had at PBE, the stuff is on the website, but it's all individual now. So you can't get the kit like she had there. But here is the really cool water marbling tool. And it's got little grippy rubber bands here. And then this is the collapsible silicone cup with a lid. And then she's got like little instructions in the back there. Jessica, I'm not going to say anything right now, but for future reference, do these comments save? Shall I watch my mouth? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question that I don't have an answer to yet, Jess. Yeah, I'm not sure if comments save on or on YouTube, or if it's just whatever I'm reading off, because obviously, you know, it's in the audio. All right, let's go ahead and try to quickly get through all these second coats, and then we will call it a night, and we'll get this one in the books here. All right, so way back to the beginning here, if y'all remember, this was the swag bag polish. This is gearing up for a celebration. So pretty. I love this one. Just says I'll be good unless prompted and pressured. Well, I don't want to get booted off of YouTube. Like, I just got here, so I'm going to behave myself too. Because if I get booted off of YouTube, I don't know where I'm going to go. I mean, I could do Facebook, but I'd hate to ask everybody to, you know, follow me over to Facebook now, too. Because even Facebook wants 100 followers. I don't have 100 followers on my Tiny Bubbles page on Facebook. I could go live on my personal page, but I want to keep my personal page personal and separate. All right, here it is, 2 coats, gearing up for a celebration. So pretty. And obviously because of that reflective glitter, you can see it's a little bit textured. So you're going to want some steamroller or some kind of glitter top coat before your regular quick dry. Laura says, I like your lives here because I can minimize YouTube and do other things while listening to you. Not allowed, ma'am. I require your full attention. How dare you multitask? I'm just teasing. That is the one nice thing about YouTube, I will say, because you can kind of put it down in the corner of your phone. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens when I try to save this one. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of buttons on my side here that I'm not sure I want to touch because I don't want to wreck anything. But all right, next up, this is I Got Laid for Free at PBE. So this was from the meet and greet. Here we go with our second coat. I really like this one because it's got that, it's got the shimmer in there that almost makes it look metallic. I love metallic and chromy looking polishes. All right, here it is in 2 coats. Super pretty. Well, thank you guys for sticking with me tonight. I knew this was going to be a long one. I'm trying not to digress too much, but you guys know me. I can't help it. All right. This is Divine Humor and Correcting Puns. It is a thermal. So again, this one was one of the freebies from the vending machine. If you got to take a spin on her little vending machine guy. Here it is, 2 coats. Really pretty pink with all those flakies. And then let me just warm it up real quick and we'll see what that thermal transition is. Come on, you can do it. Ooh. Well, I wasn't expecting this, I'll tell you that. All right, so there it is cold. Here it is warm. Goes completely clear. Oh, come on, camera, behave. So then you really see all those beautiful flakes. Well, that one was really fun. I was not expecting it to go clear. I honestly thought it was going to go purple. I was wrong. All right. Moving along. Here is Let's See How Naughty I Was. Well, you guys have seen how naughty I was at the Victorian Varnish table this year. I was naughty. Hashtag no regrets. 12 out of 10, I would do it again. Oh, Jessica, how many of those Fs did you end up handing out PBE weekend? All right, here's 2 coats. Let's see how naughty I was. This one is so pretty. I love that shimmer. Right there. That's the money shot. All right, moving along. Sorry, I'm trying to get moving here for you guys. I know we're starting to get a little late. All right, I was so naughty, but I won this. I did win this because it was out of the vending machine. No lie detected this time. All right, here's our second coat. Oh, that is good. PBE weekend, none. Back in Arkansas, just took the trip home driving with these idiots in the left lane to use them up. I had a feeling you might blow through them pretty quick once you got back home. We'll see if I have to buy you another jar next year. Just don't actually throw them out the window at people. I don't want you to get in trouble. All right, here is 2 coats of I was so naughty, but I won this. And I really did. Super pretty. All right, here we go with This Crew Gets Naughty. So again, this was the one that came with the t-shirt with the same graphic on it and same color, that pink. There were still a few of these available. Again, I believe there was a medium. It was medium, XL, or 2XL were the choices left. So the shirt was $30, and then you get the polish for free. Ooh, that's a good flaky right there. I'm going to leave it there, too. Just said that certificate, and the bag had me rolling. Yeah, David actually started reading it, and he's like, oh my God, there's so many typos in here. I didn't read it, but he read it and was like, there's so many typos. I'm like, oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't write it. Here is This Crew Gets Naughty. So pretty. All right, moving on into the Tinley trio. Here is the Solar. This is Tipsy at Tinley again. So we'll go ahead and get our second coat on, and then I'll charge it up and we'll see what it changes to. I ain't gonna lie, part of me keeps holding my breath a little bit, thinking YouTube is gonna kick me off, if there's a time limit. All right, here is 2 coats of Tipsy at Tinley. I love this one. All right, let me charge it up on my light here. Excuse me. Okay. All right, here it is after UV light exposure. So this one goes purple. Purple. Still very pretty. Honestly, though, I like that shade better. But y'all know me and my blues. So I guess it's a good thing I'm in Wisconsin and we don't get a whole lot of sun. Because most of the time, if I wear this one, it's probably going to be blue. Ooh. All right. Next up, we have a magnetic. All right, so here it was one coat magnetized. So you can see that pull right in the middle there. Just that that's one of my faves too. Oh, the Tipsy, yes. Laura, we don't get enough sun here for solars. Yeah, no, we don't. I usually don't buy solars. I do have them, but I don't specifically necessarily go for solars because yeah, we don't usually get enough sun to warrant them. All right, here is Tickled at Tinley again. This is the magnetic. I'm going with our second coat here. Just says I gotta step out for a sec. I'm gonna try to be right back. Okie dokie. I'll probably still be here. All right, let me go ahead and I'm just gonna do the bar magnet over real quick so you can see. And then I will put it off to the side to do its thing and lock in. And we shall move along to the last of the Tinley trio. This is the reflective. This is Tinkering at Tinley again. Oh, this one's still pretty. So pretty. I feel like if you're wearing it alone, it could probably use a third coat or an undie. But you know, that might be if your nail line isn't super prominent, you might be able to get the faux opacity right there in two coats. I mean, obviously I have a very dark polish on, so it's still very visible, but that is two coats. But it would still make a beautiful topper either way. Three coats, though, would get you, I would assume, would get you to opacity if you wore it by itself. And it's definitely worth it. Super sparkly. All right, coming back in with another magnetic. Here it is, one coat magnetized. So you can see that pull right in the middle. This is two cherries on top. So we'll go ahead and get our second coat on. This one's really pretty. I'll show it with the bar magnet here real quick and then set it off to the side. So there it is, two coats. Magnetized real quick. I'm going to go put it over here to do its thing. Stay. All right. And we shall move along again. Trying to keep it going. We can do it. We can do it. All right, here is Victorian Varnish's half of the If You Know, You Know collab. This is Sweet Southern Belle. So I think she's sold out. I think I saw that the duo, buying them together, was sold out on her website right now. But she did have some individual of both hers and Glisten and Glow's contribution. And I do believe Jill of Glisten and Glow said she had some more of hers en route to Tammy. So here is Sweet Southern Belle in 2 coats. Becky says, I'm excited to get the duo. That purple is beautiful. This one is stunning. I love this one. That shimmer is so good. So there it was, 2 coats. And now we're going to be getting into the PBE exclusives. Starting with the Naughty Duo, first half of it is Shark Bait. Get our second coat on here. Again, this is a blood red jelly meant to go over the other half of the duo here, which I will be getting to in just a sec. This one is so much fun. This duo, I love this duo. See, look at how fun that is. All right, here is Shark Bait in 2 coats. Beautiful red jelly. All right, and then the other half is the magnetic hoo-ha-ha. So here was 1 coat, sort of magnetized because I was playing with it, sorry. But you can kind of see the bar straight across there. So we'll get our second coat on here. Laura says post PBE is so hard. I want to wear all the things immediately. Agreed. Agreed. All right, I will just show you real quick here. There it is. Come on, 2 coats. So it's this really fun black base and that gorgeous silver magnetic pull. So let me set this off to the side to do its thing. And we will move along to our Sea Turtle Serenade, which again, if you did not pick up, there is still some on the website, and for a while supplies last. It does come with this beautiful bracelet, so you get the polish and the bracelet. We'll go ahead and get our second coat on. I know it's hard when you have so many new pretties and you want to try them all like immediately. Like I always struggle with my first mani post PBE because I'm like, oh my God, who should I wear? I don't know. Like I want to wear everybody and everything. All right, here's 2 coats of Sea Turtle Serenade. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm sorry, I keep bumping you guys. I'm going to give y'all shaken baby syndrome. All right. Still moving along here with the exclusives. Here is her thermal. This was actually her doorbuster, so that's probably why it's not on her website. So maybe there isn't any overpour. I don't know. Because it is a thermal, if she did have any, I'm sure she's waiting till temperatures cool down to list them. But I don't know if she's got overpours of these or not because it was the doorbuster. This is Sirens Sing Sea Shanties. And again, did y'all practice saying it 5 times fast? I want to hear you. I can't even say it twice. Y'all lucky I get through it the 1 time. All right, we'll go ahead with our second coat and then I will warm it up and we'll see where that transition goes. Set that there for a sec. Let me get it warmed up. Oh, that's fun. All right, it goes purple to green. I like it in the green. It makes those flakies pop out real nice. That is so fun. Ooh, I like this one. It's like I'm seeing it for the first time now. Oh, that one was fun. Okay, moving along. I digress. We're moving along. All right, here we go with Deep Dive, which is a reflective. Here we go with our second coat. Okay, so again, I feel like this one, if you want full opacity, could probably do with a third coat. Or throw an undie on it. Or, well, under it, of course. But here it is. You can see a little bit more of that grungy base now. But the shimmer, the reflective glitters, that stunning. It's so pretty. My camera keeps freaking out on me here. Come on. But yeah, you're probably going to want 3 coats if you're wearing it on its own. Otherwise, an undie. Unless you don't mind a little bit of visible nail line. I typically don't, but I know that bothers some people. All right, next up, here we go with Maritime Menageries. Get our second coat on. There we go. Any fun plans for the upcoming week? All right, there's 2 coats. Maritime Menageries. This one's pretty. Just kind of subtle. I don't know why my camera keeps spazzing. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if that's a YouTube thing now that I'm going to have to figure out how to get used to, because I don't recall it freaking out like that on Instagram, but I don't know. All right, next up here is Feeling Naughty. I will just be stuck at work all week. Same old, same old. But bowling is over, so we finished up our Monday night leagues. But Kurt and I are going to be doing a Thursday night league that will start in September. And then the boys will pick up on their Saturday morning youth leagues again. So yay, 8:30 a.m. get into the bowling alley on Saturdays. I missed that, getting up so early. Woohoo! All right, there is Feeling Naughty. 2 coats. Laura says baking, camp for Maisie, niece time on Saturday. Oh, fun! Yay, niece time! And I'm going to try to sleep. I feel so wore out, like I haven't slept for days. Oh, well, that's not good. Although you were up really late baking your bread. Well, I hope you can get some good sleep tonight as soon as I finally get through all these, 18 million polishes I have. Next up, this is Will Walk the Plank for Polish. Laura says, I'm tired for you. I get used to it after a few weeks, but by the time it's over, it like we're done. We're so like, okay, I'm so over getting up so early on a Saturday morning. We're ready to sleep in a little bit. Not that I ever really sleep in anyways, but all right, here is 2 coats. We'll walk the plank for polish. Super pretty, even for an orange. All right, last up of the exclusives and my favorite. This is C'est La Vie. And there she is in 2 coats. Laura, is that a pumpkin orange? No. I feel like it is not a pumpkin per se. Let me come back to it. Here is 2 coats of C'est La Vie. Look at the shimmer. Look at those flakies. It is absolute perfection. So gorgeous. Love it. So I feel like it's like, this is not a flattering way to describe it, but jumpsuit orange, like prison jumpsuit orange is what comes to my mind when I look at it. That's like the shade of orange that comes to my head. Again, I understand it's not a very flattering way to describe it, but I do not feel like it's a pumpkin orange. All right, here we go with the mystery polishes that are no longer mysteries. This is The Seaweed is Always Greener in Somebody Else's Lake. But again, I do believe these ones are sold out on the website. You could double check, but I'm pretty sure they were already sold out. So here is our second coat. Okay, 2 coats. The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. Super pretty. All right, we're getting there. We're almost there, guys. Woohoo! Next up of the mysteries, here is If You Drink, Don't Drive, Do the Watermelon Crawl. We'll come in with our second coat here. And I noticed yesterday she still has, what was it, May, June, and July mystery toppers available. I don't know how they have not gotten sold out yet. I'm just saying, I don't know what y'all are doing, but I have them and they are beautiful. I don't know why they're still sitting there. All right, here's 2 coats of If You Drink, Don't Drive, Do the Watermelon Crawl. Stop it, camera. Stop. Oh, this is going to drive me nuts if this is a YouTube thing. This is going to kill me. It's going to kill me, y'all. Oh, boy. Okay. All right. Last but not least of the mysteries is our topper. Here is Let's Get Naughty. And yes, I know you don't usually do 2 coats of toppers. All of my swatch sticks are 2 coats regardless. Never 1, never 3, always 2. It gives me a good, like, then I know where I've started. If I need a third, you know what I mean? And I don't ever do like one coat on my nails. So, all right, here is 2 coats. Let's Get Naughty, which I feel like I'm going to be using a lot of in the very near future here. That shimmer in there is beautiful. And then, of course, you've got all the fun little glitters and those bar glitters. All right, that one I do believe is still available on the website. So you can still pick that one up. All right, last but not least, guys, here we go into the rainbow jellies. Coming back around here with our which is our like berry pink purple color here. Here it is, 2 coats. So juicy. I'm so excited to start playing around with these. All right, next up we have A, which is the red. Then you can see how it dried down matte. They're so good matte. I bet that would look really cool with the water marbling to rematte them. All right, there is A, which I feel like my screen is wanting to pull it a little orange. It is not orange. This is the orange. Well, I mean, it's jelly, so it's gonna... Let me see if I can find a different color background. Maybe pure white would work. I don't know if pure white would make a difference here. A little bit. I mean, it's a bright red, but it's definitely red. I feel like my camera wanted to pull it orange. So, all right. Speaking of the orange, here is I. There we go with 2 coats of I. And then here is N. Really pretty yellow. There we go in 2 coats. And then these, so she does have the full collection available. I believe she charges $8 individually. Here is B. I think I forgot to mention this earlier. I do believe these are all $8 individually, or if you want the whole 7-piece set, it's $55, which I feel like is a really good deal. Because you could also use these and like mix and match. You could make your own colors to whatever shade you are needing. Here is B, 2 coats. Next up is O, which is our teal, even though I know it looks black in the bottle on camera. There we are, 1 coat. Definitely get the sea glass vibes from this shade. XO in 2 coats. And last one, y'all, we made it. Hey, look, mama made it. I do not own the copyrights to that song, FYI. Here is W, the last of the rainbow. We'll go ahead and get our second coat on there, and then I will pull all of the rainbow jellies over, and you can see them in their rainbow glory. All right, here it is, 2 coats. That is W. All right, I'm gonna bring them all back over here so you guys can see all the rainbow jellies. All right, there they are. And that brings us to the end of my very first YouTube Live. Woo! I know it was super duper long, and I'm so sorry. I have no self-control. I just bought a lot of polish. But I thank you guys so much for all the subscribes, all the follows on Instagram, all the support over this past week or so. You know, thank you for your patience as I'm navigating this new platform for doing this. Hopefully I'll get the hang of it in 1 or 2 lives here. I am now officially at an hour. I think I'm over that, but I feel like when it reconnected me, it restarted our time. So I know it's longer than an hour, but that's what it's telling me. Thank you for sticking around and hanging out with me. If you are watching this video as a replay, thank you for watching. Make sure to go check out victorianvarnish.com to get you your pretties, whether that be the Rainbow Jelly collection or whichever of the Polish and Beauty Expo overpours are left. Otherwise, definitely check out the rest of her website. She has some amazing polishes. Definitely check out her apothecary, her lotions and cuticle oils. Top notch. Highly recommend. But that is all I've got for you guys tonight. God willing, I will be back next week, Sunday, for another Sunday Night Swatching. I don't know who I'm going to come back with next week yet. I will decide that sometime during the week. I will make sure I post on Instagram, so keep an eye out there if you don't already follow me there. Just look for Tiny Bubbles 83. That is my handle across the board, whether that be Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. You can search Tiny Bubbles with a Z 83 and you will find me. Thank you guys so much. Tammy of Victorian Varnish, thank you for such beautiful polishes and a wonderful time at the Polish and Beauty Expo this year. I hope you guys all have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you next week, Sunday. Take care, y'all.